There's the air pressure. Alright, what we have here is a 2009 Lexus LS460 with a very bouncy front end, very noisy suspension in the front. So we're converting the air struts over for these loaded strut assemblies here. Right here, so we're going to be taking this big air strut unit out. We're going to put this in, and it's going to eliminate the clunkiness from the air suspension. Okay, we're working on the driver's side strut here. We're going to take these nuts out and hold the cover on. And once you pull this cover off, you're going to see the sensor is attached. You do not want to unplug this sensor. Quarter turn to the left. Pops right off. That's what senses the height and tells the air suspension to come on and off. You'll notice the strut has an offset. The new ones don't come with that, but I'm going to go ahead and mark this anyway just as a point of reference. I marked the body and I marked the strut tower just in case we have any alignment issues, in case we need to go back and see what we did. Alright, what we're going to do, this has a bolt in the very bottom of the strut here. The bolt's right there. I got my wrench on it right there. Got my wrench on it right there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to loosen this bolt up before we undo the strut mounts up top. And break this loose like it is right now. And also come around this side over here, you'll see the air suspension ride height sensor. There's two bolts that hold that on. We're going to go ahead and take these two bolts off right now. I'm going to show you. It's going to let everything hang loosely. So when we're prying the new shock in there, we don't bend anything or damage anything. If you notice, it's just going to dangle loose. It's just going to hang in there while we do our work. All right, so what I found is we have to take the tie rod end off to give us enough room to slide this thing out. So you're going to have to turn the wheel all the way to the left. All right, we're going to separate this tie rod end here. Yep, got the nut off right here. Here's a technique that I'm going to use where we're going to strike this with a hammer, and the sharp blows from the hammer is going to make this pop apart. Move my light back a little bit. There we go. This is going to allow us to pull this whole strut out. What I am going to do is I'm going to take this bolt off the bottom here to make it two pieces when it comes out. Much easier to work with. Again, we have to deal with the airline. Have to see if this side is pressurized like the other one. Here's the air pressure. Slide this bottom bracket out. Pull this off separately. Oh, look at that. This car always had a noise over bumps.
That was it?
Sit right there. Before I put this in, I'm just going to dry fit this just to make sure I'm lined up properly. So that's how it's going to go in, just like that. All right, so we use the jack handle here to get in this, the subframe and the lower control arm. We got to go down. So now we're going back together. The sensor does not need to hook back on anything, but it does need to stay plugged in. So we're just going to set it in there Put the cap back on. Put the nuts back on it. No more warning light. Alright, so we just got the strut kit installed and we're going on the road test right now. Can immediately notice that there's no bounciness front end. The ride height's good. Taking the bumps nice and tight like a brand new car.
It's not as much body roll either.
Yep, corner's real nice. Really sensitive steering, handle nice and tight.